What's going on, everyone? In today's video, this is Michael, and in today's video we're going to be talking about whether or not you should open Pokemon packs to try and sell the singles for a profit. Now the answer to that is no. Alright, thank you. Nah, I'm just messing. We're gonna talk more than that. Okay, so again, my answer still stands no. Do not open packs to try and get good cards to sell them. Now, you're just listen, Pokemon is not they have made their product to not be able to do that. Now, you can consider that good or bad, depending on your viewpoints. But a lot of these cards don't have that huge value to them, okay? You have your V cards in there, and at best those are what, a dollar? 50 cents to $1.50 if you're lucky. Obviously the Charizard's going to be worth a bit more, but even that's only $7. So, and you even have your V's, your V Maxes aren't worth a lot, your V Stars are going down. The rainbow cards used to not be, when those aren't worth a lot. Gold cards are, those vary. If you have a good Pokemon like Snorlax is obviously a really good one. People love that one. But for the most part, the only cards that have real value are the alternate arts. And some full art trainers do, some other full arts have some value to them. But here's the thing. The way Pokemon set up their pull rates, you're never going to pull enough of these cards to make a profit. So we'll go with just full arts in general, okay? And I'm going to talk strictly from booster boxes, not loose packs. You go to Walmart, you buy a blister pack or something. I'm not talking about that. We're talking strictly if you decide I'm going to open up a whole booster box, or I'm going to open up a bunch of booster box, try to make some money selling these singles. Now, a booster box has anywhere between like 6 to 9 hits, and usually one one full art ultra rare. So what that means is you end up with, let's say you get 7 hits. 6 of those are V's, V Maxes, or V Stars. And 1 is your full art, okay? Now, full arts, we'll go with this. V's, like I said, usually get you between 50 cents to $1.50. Your V Maxes probably add plus or minus 25 cents. And your V Stars are still starting to go kind of low. Unless you have, now, granted, there are some cards like Arceus out there, and Dialga and Palkia when they were kind of in the meta of the competitive scene. And even those, I don't know exactly what they're worth now. I know Arceus, was over $20. But if you're lucky enough to get one of those, But even some of the full arts you can get, those aren't worth a lot either. You're looking $2 to $5 unless you get something like Pikachu, or again, Charizard is worth a good amount. All these cards, all these ultra rares aren't worth a lot. You can add them up all you want. When you buy a booster box, and say you get lucky, and we'll use what's a good one? We'll use the recent Silver Tempest for $125, right? So you buy it for $125, and you get the cards you get. Now, granted, the trainer gallery does add some value to that, but even those, the regular ones are worth $1 a piece, and some of the V's and V Maxes are worth, $5 to $10. You're not going to be able to get enough of those high value cards to make up the cost of the box. You're just not. You may get $40, $50 total, but the only money is in the alternate arts. And even with that, some of those cards aren't even worth the price of the box. I'm going to use one, and here's a good one. I'm going to use Battle Styles. The boxes are creeping up. They're now 108, or about 10, we'll say 105. The Sleeping Tyranitar is still less than that. The best card in the set you could possibly pull is less than the price of the booster box. So not only do you have to be extremely lucky as to have the booster box that has an alternate art that happens to be the Tyranitar, even if you pull that Tyranitar, that card isn't worth the value of the box. Now, granted, the rest of the cards you get in the rest of the booster box will be worth it. But even then, you may only make, $10? Actually, with TCG player fees and everything that comes with that, you'll probably break even if you're lucky. The only time you're going to make money is if you... none of them. I guess, let's see. We'll go for the recent one. So for Tempest, we have Lugia. If you pulled Lugia in one box, you'll make some money. You're counting on one singular card that is extremely hard to pull to make you money. And it's just the probability of that is just, it's not high. So it's really not worth it to open these packs to try and make some money off of it. Now, there is one caveat. And let me go back too. I didn't mention competitiveness that much. So the competitive cards, and this is what I hate when it comes to like Pokemon versus Magic the Gathering. Magic the Gathering cards, they when a card's playable, even some of the just commons and uncommons can be worth 25 cents. Now that may not seem a lot, but when you have an entire booster box that has these commons up to 25 cents, 50 cents, somewhere is $1, some of the Majestics $2, and you add all those up, it gets you way closer to getting the value of the booster box. And Pokemon does not have that. Some of the I'm going to use the Inteleon with shady dealings. Okay, so that card, super playable card, got up to $2, and it's a holo rare, so it's one of the harder cards to pull. You may only pull one or two, maybe one, two if you're lucky in a booster box. And other than that, all your playable trainer cards, even your playable rare cards, you're looking at, the Comfey, the Cramorant, Sableye is worth a few bucks, but you're looking at 50 cents to $1. And there's not, because they're rare and you only get one per pack, the chances of you making money is so low. And there are so many packs being opened and the sets are so small that while you may only get one per booster box, everyone's getting one per booster box. So there's so many, there are hundreds of listings for these cards. So yeah, they're playable. They're not worth it though. They're still not worth it. These playable cards aren't making enough money because of how many there are out there. And while you don't get a lot in a box, you get them in a box, at least one. So people who are cracking open one box, while they may not be trying to make a profit, they're putting out, there's hundreds of them. Okay, then the caveat. There's one caveat to make it so that it might be worth it to open these and try to make some money. And it's a very particular situation. And it is strictly for the people who can get the product early, get them for distributor pricing. So I think that's around $90 now for like a booster box. And you have the capability of putting them up on a pre-order. And that's it. And that's strictly because the market hasn't been set. Now I'm going to go back and I'm going to go ahead and talk about the Lugia. That Lugia, I think it's around $200 right now. It was $400 at pre-release. And it actually stayed, I think, $400 for a little while. And then it goes sharply down. So we'll say you sell it for $350. Now, you sold it for $350, but you bought the box for $90. So what's that, $350? You could get almost 4 booster boxes for the price of one Lugia sold. That becomes a little bit more reasonable about trying to make money. You have almost a case to pull one card. And that one card pays for 4 booster boxes. And in those booster boxes, you will get more cards. And as I told you before, the V cards were going for, 50 cents, $1. Those Vs, especially if it's a good one. So again, we'll say, let me see. I mean, take your set, take a pick, whatever. Those Vs that were 50 cents to $1 are now $5 to $10. Now, when you get 5 or 6 of those in a booster box, we'll take the low into $5. 5 times 6, you made $30 just on the V cards. Now let's go ahead and take all these other cards, all these uncommons, rares, holos that people might want, and especially if they're playable, though that $2 Inteleon might now be up to $5 again. So if you're able to pre-order, to be able to set them up for pre-order, and you have the ability to get them at that 90% pricing from distributors, that's when it starts becoming where it might be worth it. And you could still go on, not make your money back. So it's still a crapshoot, but that is the only caveat to where you might be able to break open packs and sell them for an actual profit. Now, if you liked the video, please leave it a thumbs up. It helps up tremendously with the algorithm. Go ahead and subscribe. Leave a comment. Do you open packs to try and make money? And how dumb are you for doing? I'm just kidding. But thank you all for watching and have a good one.